I think every sculpture I do is different than the previous one, and I always want to do something with the next one that was different or better than the prior piece. So I'm always kind of practicing and experimenting to figure out, all right, what is it that I want to do with this piece and how do I make that happen?
This is a tracer, or sometimes called a pitching tool, though that's a little bit different. Basically, it's a big, heavy-duty chisel. You can see all of my chisels have a carbide tip to them, so that steel that looks different there than the rest of it, it's actually a different type of steel. It's very, very hard. But it's brittle, so you wouldn't want to make the whole thing out of it. This is for kind of lopping off big chunks of stone all at once.
With each piece, there's new textures that need to be made. That means new methods or new materials or new tools. So I do a lot of like making things that will work for the particular piece.
And then I have tooth chisels. So these are here because they have little teeth on them. See, these teeth are pointing, so that's a point tooth chisel, and these guys right here are just flat tooth chisels. They look kind of like the crenellation on a castle, and they just give slightly different textures. A point tooth chisel is basically like a bunch of these, so when it gives a texture, it's blowing the stone apart because it's hitting the stone at each one of these little points and making it go all over the place. These guys with the teeth in them, the teeth they're doing a similar thing, but they're actually pressing the stone down and popping off part of it. So they're going to give a slightly flatter texture to their final finish.
Whether it's making a mallet or making a chisel or making a rasp or finding a new way to hold those tools and incorporate the actual motions they're making with the way they're physically interacting with the stone to make the stone look different.
And then you've got flats, chisels without teeth. It's obviously a bigger one made for putting a large flat space on a stone. These are flat in that they have no teeth, but they're a little bit of an angle. That's called a skew.
I like for people to be able to touch my sculptures. Museums don't tend to feel the same way about that, but I think it's a really fundamental part of experiencing the sculptures to actually physically touch it with your hands. Because I know that's a big part of my making of it. So I like for the viewer to not only see it, but also touch the things. They can feel the texture and feel how something so rigid and hard can feel soft.